Got here new MaxiSys Elite, one of the better scanners on the market. I actually really like it. Touchscreen updates are kind of almost weekly. It's a nice scanner, good for a lot of European cars. Next we got the Snap-on TPMS tool. This is actually really good if you do a lot of tires and sensors and reprogramming the sensors, and just the tire light's very annoying, and you can never get it only with the MaxiSys. You kind of need the TPMS tool to read the sensors, see what's going on. This is the new Snap-on thermal imager. This actually is good for, you got a car that's misfiring, you want to see which one of the coils are misfiring, how many of them. You'll see if the coils are either stone cold or firing right, heat. It'll tell you how many degrees each coil is. It's a pretty nice tool to have. The Solstice over there, Solstice Edge, is a nice Snap-on scanner. I actually have the newest update. It works very well for American cars, and does a lot of like code read and reset. Not too much programming functions, but that's most of what you want done. Next we have the Snap-on battery tester. I actually really like this battery tester. It tells me how many CCAs, whole 9 yards. This is the Ingersoll Rand, the 20 volt half-inch impact gun. This impact gun is actually one of the best ones on the market. Runtime on it is good. It's actually more powerful than the air compressor impact gun that I have, but this right here is very good gun. This, the Blue Point light I bought from the Snap-on guy. It's really bright. It's got 2 modes on it. Magnetic. Got all the hooks and stuff you want also. Top drawer. A lot of stuff in here. A lot of sockets. On this side I have all the chrome sockets. These are all Craftsman, everything I got here. The shorts, the deeps. I got these are 1/4 inch swivels. Actually really good to getting into tight spaces. I got these on a deal. I already have these here, but I got them on a deal from the Snap-on guy. They're actually a little better. They hold the nut a little bit more towards where you need it to be, other than not at all. So I definitely recommend those. I also have impacts, 1/4, 3/8, and half. Those are all gear wrench. These are O2 sensor sockets, Knox sensor sockets. They come in very useful. Instead of cutting the wire and getting it out of there and using the combination wrench, it's always nicer to use one of these. And I have a lot of extractors, a lot of frozen bolts, stuff like that. Try to get them out. These extractors work very well. These are deep and shallow spark plug sockets. These also work very well. I like the deep ones better, just because you have to go all the way in there. You don't need to grab any extensions or anything like that. These are 1/4 inch Blue Point extractors. I haven't needed to use them yet. It's been in here for like a year, but hopefully one day I will. They got, again, another set of 1/2 inch extractors. You got bit sockets, Allen sockets, triple squares, triple square, yeah, triple squares, Torx, tamper-proof Torx. These are 3/8 swivels, half-inch swivels. These half-inch swivels come in good hand all the time. Next, got all the extensions and ratchets in here. Start from these ratchets. This is a swivel head, regular head, Pittsburgh. I got this also Pittsburgh flex head. Pretty good ratchets. I also have these swivel heads, gear wrench, swivel, flex head, Harbor Freight. Those are 3/8 and half, and the 1/4 inch I have. This is a snap-on locking flex head. If you don't want it to lock, you just leave that to the side, and it's free. You want it to lock in any position, you move this. You can lock it almost anywhere. Very good tool. Comes in handy a lot. I have, swivels, flex heads, and regular and 1/4 inch. These are just a few spare ratchets. This one I got from Harbor Freight. It's pretty good. Extendable, just in case you need a little bit extra, torque on the screw. You're able to put it. Then we got snap-on 1/4 inch extensions. They're actually pretty nice. They're actually made well. They're not like Pittsburgh ones where they're all wobbly and they crack very easily. Actually very impressed with the snap-on ones. They're solid metal. I also have gear wrench ones that are locking. They don't let the socket fall off, which is a good idea if you're halfway in the frame or in an engine. I also have impact ones because I've broken way too many extensions in my days. Learned my lesson the hard way. And 1/2 inch, 3/8 locking. All good to have. Got over here the accessories like adapters and swivel heads and stuff like that. All the fun stuff. Oil filter wrench. This is for BMWs to get the cap off for the oil filter. There's also an oil filter wrench I got from Harbor Freight. Never really works. These I got from Snap-on as a set. They're actually pretty good. They're not the garbage like everything else you find out there. It just breaks real easy. Next drawer, we got picks, longer picks, gasket pullers, knives, scrapers, panel pullers, clip pullers. I got some Torx, longer Torx. I have some blades for my sawzall, radio removal tools. I got a little flashlight, a whole bunch of bits just in case I need them. Got a lot of everything, some solder. Got a lot of wrenches and pliers and pullers and cutters and wire strippers in here. I do a lot of wiring stuff. Got these are the Pittsburgh ratcheting combination wrenches. Pretty good. They've held up till now. I had them for like 2 or 3 years already. Those are also Harbor Freight Pittsburgh combination wrenches. Those are also very good. They're pretty solid metal. They were cheap. They have most of the sizes I need. Good for regular combination wrenches. These are the Pittsburgh Stubbies in ratcheting. These are good for getting into very, very tight spaces. The ratcheting function is very, very fine. Never really had a problem with them. They're pretty good. Next, I have the flex head ratcheting gear wrench. These I like the most because you always need to turn something a little bit, and at least this gives you a little bit of room to move around. Now we got a couple of cutters, Harbor Freight. These are snap-on, vice grip type things, channel locks, whatever you guys call them. These are one of the best locking ones I've found so far. They have the release right here, so you're not having to jam your finger in between stuff. You just release it just like that. So no matter how tight it is, it should be very, very easy to release. Those are just the cheap Harbor Freight ones. They're good, but it's always better to have snap-on stuff. We got here automatic wire strippers, snap-on, Blue Point. These work very well, strip real nice. Next drawer here, just got a sander, buffer, anything that spins could go on it. We got a drill, 1/4 inch impact, a snap-on water gun, borescope, snap-on DA, one of the best DAs I've ever used, and heat gun, some gloves. This right here is a caliper spreader. One of the best caliper spreaders I've ever used. It's actually very, 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 very unique in its way, and it works very smoothly. So this box is a Harbor Freight 56-inch box. I put a hole on the side of the drawer, put a hole on the side of the box, ran the wire, had the wire configured into, not fucking with the drawers, and put a power surge protector in there so I could power up all my chargers instead of having them all over the top and no space to work. I decided to put them in the box just to save some space. Never really use this top drawer. It's bottom drawer. Usually everybody has just junk in here, so I decided to put it to good use. Have the chargers in here. Have all the batteries in here. Have all the, my extra spare sockets. My lights are charging. It was a good idea for me. Keeps everything a little neater. This right here is my tire drawer. I got digital tire inflator. I got tire pressure gauge. Got here is a blackjack set. These are the best tire plug tools you could get. This is a retrofitted snap-on tire valve stem core puller. They usually don't sell them with the red soft handle, but my guy somehow got it on there. Screwdrivers. Screwdrivers, snapper ones, very good. They all have 10mm bolt here. If you have your screwdriver stuck in a screw, it's hard to pull out. You can always slide a 10mm combination wrench in between and try to turn it. Gives you a little more leverage. I really like that about it. These are the ratcheting screwdrivers. I bought the long one and the short one. I use the short one much more often than the long one. Short one actually gets into spaces nicely. One of the best screwdrivers I've ever used. Next, we just have some pliers. Not pliers, sorry, pry bars. And I have here just a couple flatheads because I didn't know where else to put them. Yeah, you could call this my electric drawer. I'm missing a couple of things. I got another jump box. This is a snap-on jump box. It's pretty good. Just doesn't work on a totally dead car. Needs some power. My other jump box is a Blue Point. It's not here right now. It works very well also. Power probe, multimeter, some tape, some solder. This drawer, I put a lot of time into it. I have all my power tools in here. I always wanted to get my power tools really nice and neat. So this is what I came up with. I got this tray from my Snap-on rep. It's really nice that it fits in here. I got a 1/2-inch Snap-on impact driver. This is the, let's see, CT8850. I think this is the newest one they have right now. I got all the boots for it, for the bag, just to protect it so I don't fuck up the whole gun. Pretty good gun. As again, this versus the Ingersoll Rand. Ingersoll Rand has, you know, a lot more power. Snap-on gun has got a decent amount of power. Most guys won't really need the Ingersoll Rand's power, but Snap-on gun's a little slower. You got to keep going back and forth sometimes on like BMW bolts. The Ingersoll Rand gun is very, very, very powerful. The Snap-on one, it's hard to choose which one to use a lot of the times. This one has the angle, this one's straight up. This one's battery has a little bit of a longer run time. This one has a 3.0 battery as opposed to a 4.0, but it has an optional 5.0 battery you could get. But it's around $200. So that's all up to you guys. I could swear that the Ingersoll Rand one is better, but you know, everybody's got their own perspectives and opinions. Next, these are an 18 volt 3/8 Snap-on impact driver. The battery is the same as my 1/2-inch. It's pretty good because I got 2 or 3 batteries. I got one for a flashlight, and you know they keep a pretty good charge. As I said, they're 4.0 batteries. You know, for a 3/8 gun, this is actually one of the best ones I use. I like the fact that it has a light. You know. Also, if you're working with low light, the 1/2-inch one also has a light. The Ingersoll Rand one does not. I mean, I don't really work in low light situations, but if you're working outside and it's getting a little dark, sometimes it's good to see where the bolt is going. Just one thing. And that's a good thing about Snap-on. Most of their impact guns now, they all have lights on them, nice LEDs, and you know, they have a little gauge for the 14.4 volt batteries to tell you if the battery is good or not. It's green, then when it gets to 50% it's yellow, then when it's dead it's obviously red. And yeah, most of them have little LED lights now. We got this here. It's a little I like to call this my license plate screw gun. That's really all I do with it. It's also got lights. It's a pretty cool one because it has its own clutch if you want to put more power or less power. It's good. As I said, it's great for license plates. Good for little screws going into, you know, plastic and stuff. When you're going into hard metal or taking out big screws, it's obviously better to have a little bit of an impact on the gun, but this gets a lot of stuff done. This is almost like that one. This one has the impact function. So the head is a little longer, you lose the clutch, but you gain Not sure. I think around 302 or 300 foot-pounds of torque. One time I put a socket on here, and with all the extensions, I actually took a lug nut out of a car with this. So this is very, very powerful. 14.4 volt battery in it, and I actually really like it. Next we got 14.4 volt sawzall. So as you see, I got a whole bunch of 14.4 volt batteries. So you know, anytime I need, I could always swap them out for my other guns and stuff. This works very well. This piece is adjustable here. You can, you know, you don't have to have it on, but it's always good to have a guide reference sometimes of how far you want to be from something. You want to cut stuff up, maybe an exhaust, wood. It's one of the. This one has a sealed motor in it, so when you're cutting wood and stuff, it doesn't go inside. I have that problem with my Milwaukee one. Sometimes wood gets inside the motor. I have to take it in for service. This one's a very good one. Battery lasts not that long, but then again, if you're cutting really hard, you're cutting a whole bunch of stuff, you know, 2.0 amp hour battery isn't going to cut it. You need the 18 volt monster to do it, but it is good for all the little stuff. These two are Snap-on's new ratchets, and this one I think is a little newer, the 3/8 one. I think it's around 50 foot-pounds of torque, but if this doesn't break it for you, you could put around 200 foot-pounds of torque on the ratchet before the mechanism breaks, which I think it's more than that because I've jumped all over that to break nuts free. This and this both have the LED light. They're both 14.4 volt also. They both work very well into getting into tight spaces. So I recommend these to, you know, anybody trying to take off like a fender liner, small things, hard to get into. These are the next things you get. So this is my toolbox tool. 56-inch Harbor Freight toolbox. Snap-on emblem on it. You know, spice up.